how to forgive and let go of someone you used to love very much. But he betrayed you, cheated on you, and abandoned you. Listen to this story, and maybe you will have an answer. In short, my wife, 30 feminine, and I, 31 male, have been living apart for approximately 1.5 years, despite having been married for 7 years. During the first year of our separation, we continued to reside in the same house due to our 3 children, who currently reside with me. We have recently agreed to a new arrangement where we will alternate caring for our children every 3 to 4 days. Prior to our separation, we experienced a marital crisis, which included some significant issues in the bedroom. We sought professional help to address these problems, but unfortunately, they persisted and ultimately led to our separation. It's likely that she no longer wanted to continue the relationship by the time the new arrangement was made. Previously, we had frequent contact and conversations, but recently she recalled a traumatic childhood experience that may have been triggered during our marriage crisis. There are similarities between the two events. She plans to address this and other unresolved issues with a psychologist and has already scheduled an appointment. Since moving out, she has been involved in multiple affairs. To her, the marriage is now only a legal formality, and she seems to be searching for something new, but is uncertain about her desires. Prior to learning about the childhood trauma, I was considering researching the divorce process because I believed there was no chance of saving the marriage. But now that I am aware of the trauma, I am hesitant and hold on to the hope that the upcoming psychological discussions may bring clarity and resolution. She has the opportunity to work through the issues and pain from before our relationship and during the crisis, and then potentially consider reconciliation. Although the chance of this happening is slim, and it may be healthier for me to move on, I find it difficult to let her go so easily due to the new information. Her reasons for not wanting to give the relationship another try are understandable. A lack of trust and fear of falling back into old patterns after a period of time. I'm struggling with my emotions and feeling overwhelmed by the decisions I will have to make and accept. I believe I need someone with an unbiased perspective to help me navigate this situation. If anyone has any advice on how to shift my mindset away from hope, I would appreciate it. Update. Since my last post, my wife has moved out and has since had intimate encounters with other men, which she attributes to the discovery of her childhood trauma. She has expressed a desire to attend therapy to address her childhood trauma, but I am uncertain if she has followed through with this plan. As a result, I am unsure whether to hold on to hope or not. To ease the tension, I have limited our communication to only discussions related to our children. While it has helped, we still had frequent contact, especially due to an upcoming birthday celebration. Despite feeling better, I still struggle with negative thoughts about her actions and behavior towards men. In our last conversation, she promised she would not pursue relationships with other men because she needed to figure out what she truly wanted. Although I suspected she may not have kept her word, I had no evidence to support it. Then came my child's birthday, which we celebrated with the family. She was there, and it was an uncomfortable experience for me. Despite the state of our relationship, she acted as if everything was fine and spoke to me as if we were just friends. Something felt off during the birthday celebration, and I couldn't quite put my finger on it. The official party was scheduled for the next day, and I called her in the morning to suggest she didn't come since the kids would be with me. I explained my reasoning, but she insisted on attending. The party itself was going well, and the kids were having fun, but I couldn't help myself. I gave in to my curiosity and checked her phone, where I discovered messages confirming that she was indeed seeing 1 or 2 other men. The messages I found on her phone indicated that these men were coming to her house and spending the night. I had previously expressed my concern about my children sleeping in the same bed where she had been intimate with other men, and she agreed that she didn't want that to happen either. In a fit of anger, I asked her to leave the party when I confronted her about the messages I'd found. She was upset that I had invaded her privacy, but I didn't care. I expressed my frustration and disappointment with her dishonesty, and told her I never wanted to see her again. She tried to justify her actions, saying that she had tried not to see the other men but was only human and weak. The conversation became heated, but eventually she left. Later, I received a message from her confessing that she had slept with multiple men and intended to continue seeing at least one of them. She expressed complete apathy towards my feelings and declared that she didn't give a damn about me anymore. She boasted about the quality of the intimate she had experienced. Shockingly, she threatened to report me for violating her privacy, claiming that I had hacked her phone or installed software, but I had only used my fingerprint, which was registered on her phone. She accused me of provoking her. This was the last straw for me. I have scheduled a meeting with my lawyer to initiate the process of divorce. The statement about our intimate life deeply wounds me. Although I understand that she wrote it out of spite, it still shakes my confidence. Our intimate relationship was average and nothing extraordinary. She was inexperienced when we first got together and was hesitant to explore her own intimate desires. She had previously expressed satisfaction with our intimate moments. I'm also apprehensive that our divorce will be contentious. The impending divorce is likely to escalate into a bitter battle, particularly concerning the children. I'm also concerned about the possibility of my children witnessing their mother with another man. Recently, I had a heart-to-heart with my daughter, who is nearly 10 years old. She expressed her discomfort with being around her mother and her sadness at the prospect of her not moving back in. I tried to explain to her why that was not a feasible option. I reassured her that it had nothing to do with the children, that her mother still loved her, and that I loved her unconditionally and would always be there for her. I am unsure about how much I should disclose to my daughter about her mother's dating life. It feels inappropriate to say anything. Additionally, I am extremely anxious about the future and how it will affect me emotionally. As an update, I have decided to limit my personal contact with my ex to the bare minimum, only when necessary for the sake of our children. A few weeks ago, I had planned a ski weekend with my kids. Just before we left, one of them threw a tantrum about cleaning up their room. As a result of the argument over cleaning up their room, my child expressed a desire to remain with their mother instead of going on the planned ski weekend with me. I instructed my child to phone their mother and clarify that it was not possible due to my work schedule and other commitments. At that moment, I was filled with a lot of emotions since I had been eagerly anticipating the weekend, as had my children. Moreover, I still hold my soon-to-be ex responsible for our current situation and how it has affected our children. I have had numerous conversations with my child regarding their feelings, and it is apparent that they are struggling with the situation, despite their mother's belief to the contrary. It is imperative that our actions do not impact our children negatively. During the phone call, I took over the conversation to confirm the details of the weekend. Things got heated again, and I expressed my thoughts and reasons for the earlier disagreement to my soon-to-be ex. She hung up on me, and I sent a brief email stating that her hanging up did not change the truth. My initial response to the situation was emotional, much like the past. I have learned to handle things better by allowing myself time to cool down before reacting. Nevertheless, my response triggered a lengthy and emotional reply from my soon-to-be ex, in which she recounted her version of events. I will not delve into the specifics here, but she accused me of mistreating her and doing wrong. She also made it clear that she did not regret her infidelity. I find it challenging to understand how one could not regret an affair that resulted in an abortion. Once again, my soon-to-be ex attempted to shift the blame and responsibility onto me. The crucial point was when she stated that she no longer wanted me in her life and was prepared to proceed with the divorce. I took this opportunity to debunk her false claims and present an objective view of the situation, highlighting the bubble she had been living in. I also made it clear that she would receive a letter from my lawyer about the divorce soon regardless. I provided a detailed and objective explanation to my soon-to-be ex about why I had lost all hope for our relationship. However, her response was to deny any intention to divorce and accuse me of planning and organizing everything. I chose not to engage further with her on the matter. Her behavior and words clearly show that she is pushing for a divorce, despite her delusional world where we would still be married according to her beliefs. My soon-to-be ex has expressed a desire for us to continue being a family with all that entails, even though she wants to continue seeing other men. This revelation has made it clear to me that she is oblivious to the gravity of her actions and has not considered the consequences. Perhaps my revelation was a shock to her. Since then, our communication has been limited to matters concerning our children. To facilitate this, I've set up a shared calendar app to streamline communication about child-related issues. The anticipated response finally arrived on a Friday 2 weeks ago. In a text message, she acknowledged receiving the letter and promised to review it meticulously. The intensity of her anger was palpable to me. She proceeded to make several remarks about the contents, revealing her heightened emotional state. Initially, she may have dismissed my warning as an idle threat, but now she knows otherwise, as previously noted. It appears that she is gradually coming to terms with the fact that her illusions and unfounded hopes are crumbling, and she must face the repercussions alone. She sent me a message 3 days after receiving the letter, expressing her desire to apologize for all the pain and suffering she caused me, and acknowledging that everything has been ruined. However, she also expressed gratitude for the opportunity to mature alongside me. You should know that I am committed to being there for you whenever you require my assistance. Despite our relationship not working out, I would be pleased if we could co-parent effectively and provide our children with a sense of safety and stability. I hope I have conveyed myself adequately. Thank you, she wrote. As for her apology, it seems like a blanket statement intended to absolve her of any wrongdoing without acknowledging the gravity of her actions or taking responsibility for them. It appears that she is seeking forgiveness without engaging in genuine self-reflection. Despite our vows promising to always be there for one another, she did not follow through on that commitment. It seems that she has not fully grasped the critical lesson of crisis management, which may have been the root cause of the initial marital issue and her subsequent downward spiral. She appears to be seeking forgiveness without any expectation of a response from me. Additionally, her gratitude for growing up together seems insincere, given her lack of accountability for her actions. It appears that she has expressed what was on her mind and believes that this has brought her some relief. She mentioned that she would try to adopt a more optimistic outlook. This is something that I have been suggesting for years, and now she is doing it after causing harm to her family. I have 1 week to decide whether to respond and provide her with the satisfaction of a reply or to withhold it and confront her with the truth about her actions and the points I previously made. I am aware of the situation, and the decision will not be based on an emotional reaction. It seems that she is not seeking contact, but rather seeking absolution for her actions. If I were to respond, it would only thwart her desire for forgiveness and potentially disrupt her current state of peace, which I inferred from the ambiguous phrasing of her message and her actions. Additionally, there was a report of privacy violation, and she claimed to have gone to the police but not to report me for it. No, I don't think so. It's possible that someone advised her against pursuing it as she had no grounds to do so and would only embarrass herself. The divorce process has been initiated, but it typically takes 6 to 12 months to finalize. I'm unsure whether I should respond or not. I have no desire to salvage the marriage as I don't see any hope for it. Furthermore, even if my wife were to revert to her previous self, I would not want to reconcile with her since she has changed so drastically for the worse. She is no longer the same person. Update. I wrote a week ago seeking advice, and now I find myself in need of guidance once more. I am struggling immensely, and despite my innermost desire for retribution, I am consumed by feelings of hurt and anger. I heeded the advice given here and refrained from responding to my ex-partner's message last week. But I cannot shake the matter from my mind. I am certain that she is currently living her life and feeling content, having finally achieved her long-held desire of ending our marriage. In fact, I am the one who initiated the divorce proceedings. It is possible that she has already moved on and is in a new relationship. I recently purchased a cell phone for my oldest child to use when I am not at home or for other purposes. The number is also registered under the mother's name, as the children often use the home phone, which is too expensive. However, my eldest child attempted to call their mother, but she did not answer. Later on, my ex-wife sent a text message to my child's phone, inquiring about the number's ownership. Last night at 10 p.m., my cell phone rang with a suppressed number. 3 minutes later, my ex-wife called from the same number. I don't think my ex-wife how to block her number, so she must not have been alone. I also contacted her through the co-parenting app on Saturday because she had forgotten to do something related to the kids. She said she could only do it on Sunday, so she was definitely away for the weekend, probably with her new guy. All of this makes me feel like there is always some new information that gives me reason to speculate. It's hard for me to accept that my ex is already happily in a new relationship. I don't think she has the right to move on while the kids and I are still suffering. It's especially hard since her apology probably wasn't sincere, and she just moved on with her life. This situation is really difficult for me, and I don't know how to handle it. I don't want this situation to continue to affect me and make me feel bad. Everywhere I go, I'm reminded of it. As a divorced father with 3 kids, it's almost impossible for me to meet someone new. I've tried, but I don't think I'm ready. I've also tried not mentioning that I have kids, which seemed to work better. That's not a good foundation for a real relationship. It's frustrating to see my ex-wife, a good-looking and naive young mother, easily finding someone new. If she's happy at the moment, I want to deprive her of that. Although I know that this suggests a bad character trait of mine, I don't know how to deal with these feelings. How can I change my mindset and stop thinking about her and start a new life?